Hi everyone, today we are diving into the world of business ethics. A topic as crucial as it is fascinating. Let's face it, the business world can be a complex landscape. Sometimes the right decision might not always be clear-cut, but fear not because this presentation will equip you with the knowledge and tools to navigate ethical dilemmas like a pro. The importance of ethics in business. Contrary to the popular belief, ethical behavior is actually good for business in the long run. Take Merck, for instance. When they face a health crisis with one of their products, their commitment to transparency and patient safety ultimately boosts their reputation and public trust. Studies show that ethical conduct can lead to a significant competitive advantage. Now, making ethical decisions is not always black and white. That's where understanding ethical principles comes in. Understanding moral reasoning. Ethics is basically the study of morality, the principles that guide our action as right or wrong. It is about questioning established rules and ensuring they are based on sound reasoning. Imagine, you are faced with a situation where embellishing your resume might seem tempting. But is it the right thing to do? Ethics asks you to consider the consequences and weigh them against your moral compass. And the next is moral standards versus non-moral standards. Hold on. Ethics is not just about personal choices. Business to have moral obligation. Moral standards are different from non-moral standards, like those related to ethics or laws. Moral standards deal with issues of fairness, justice, and what is truly right or wrong. They guide our behavior on a deeper level.
Can corporation be ethical? This is a tricky one. While corporation can feel emotion like humans, they rely on individuals to make a decision. These individuals have a moral responsibility for the corporate action. Court hold them accountable too. So, while a corporation themselves might not be a moral agent, the people within them definitely are. Arguments against business ethics. Some argue that profit is the sole purpose of the business, and ethics just get in the way. Others say loyalty to the company trumps all else. However, these arguments have a flaws. Just focusing on the profit can lead to the harmful practices. Loyalty shouldn't mean overlook unethical behavior. Business ethics and corporate social responsibility. Here's where things get more even interesting. CSR is about corporate social responsibility, encompassing economic, legal, and ethical aspects. Business ethics, a subset of CSR, focuses specifically on the moral side of things. Thinks of it as the moral foundation of CSR, upholding ethical principles, ensure responsible corporate behavior. Ethical issue in the international businesses. The world of business doesn't stop at the borders. Technology has brought about amazing advancement but also new ethical challenges, from data privacy concern to the impact of globalization. Business operating internationally must navigate complex moral landscape. The integrative social contract theory ISCT help us understand this challenge by recognizing both universal moral standard and also culture differences. The foundation of moral reasoning. Our moral value develop throughout our lives. Psychologists like Lawrence Kohlberg have identified stages of moral development, showing how our reasoning becomes more complex as we mature. Don't forget, emotion play a role too. Empathy and sympathy can significantly influence our ethical decision making.
So, how do you actually make ethical choices? Psychologist James Rust suggests a 4-step process. First, recognizing the situation. Is there an ethical dilemma at hand? Secondly, judging what's ethical. What's the right thing to do based on your values? Third, deciding whether to act ethically. Are there pressure that might sway you? And fourth, carrying out the decision. Taking action on your ethical judgment can be tough, but it's crucial. Knowing who's responsible for harm is vital. To be held morally responsible, someone must have caused the harm knowingly and freely. Ignorance doesn't always excuse someone, especially if it's willful neglect. There are also factors that can lessen responsibility, like limited involvement or uncertainty. In corporations, responsibility for wrongdoing can be shared among many individuals. Each person who knowingly and willingly contributes to an unethical act bears some moral responsibility, even if it's a shared burden. The traditional view emphasizes individual accountability regardless of legal attributions to the corporation itself. Now that you're equipped with this knowledge, how do you handle an ethical dilemma in the real world? Here are some practical tips. First, gather all the facts. Don't jump to conclusions. Understand the situation fully before making a judgment. Secondly, identify stakeholders who will be affected by your decision. Consider the impact on employees, customers, and society as a whole. Third, explore your options. Brainstorm potential solutions and weigh their ethical implications. Fifth, seek guidance. Talk to mentors, colleagues, or ethics hotlines. Sometimes an outside perspective can be invaluable. Sixth, document your decision-making process. This will be helpful if your actions are ever questioned. And lastly, be prepared to defend your decision. Be confident in your reasoning and prepared to explain why you chose the ethical path. Next, we're gonna talk about the study case by PT GNI or PT GNI with the title PT GNI discriminates paying migrant workers less than Chinese foreign workers. On January 14, 2023, there was a riot at PT Gun Booster Nickel Industry atau PT GNI in North Morowali, Central Sulawesi. This was triggered by workers' demands to the company that have not yet reached an agreement, such as wages. At PT GNI, local workers get wages that are 7 times smaller than Chinese workers. As a result, strikes and riots were inevitable, killing several people. Conclusion: making ethical decisions isn't always easy, but it's a crucial skill for anyone entering the business world. By understanding moral principles, recognizing ethical dilemmas, and following a clear decision-making process, you can navigate complex situations with confidence. Remember, ethical conduct strengthens your reputation, fosters trust, and ultimately contributes to a more responsible and sustainable business environment.